Esther Wakulu, aged 11, is ridden around Kampala'S streets begging for her livelihood from passers-by. Originally from Tanzania, Wakulu is a victim of various forms of violence in her short life. Lame and deaf, Wakulu's normal day is filled with pain and agony. She is afflicted by other yet to be diagnosed illnesses. Her uncle, only identified as Donto, aged 19, told Beg Television that Wakulu lost her mother at age 6. It was then that other family members came to learn about Wakulu's struggles. Tried all possible ways to take Esther to hospitals in Tanzania, but he said there was no disease diagnosed. Donto was later advised to try hospitals in Uganda and boarded a bus for the long ride to Kampala. However, life in Kampala is none the better, with the uncle and niece forced to live off begging on streets. Bob, a boda rider in Katwe, offered to help me locate Donto's hideout in Machindye. On arrival, I found several other deaf and lame children, all believed to have crossed the border from Tanzania, according to the residents there. Huyo nani?
Anti katiyole kati atutedde omulala n'avaayo n'akomawo. N'oyo naye era mulabayo. N'oyo naye mulabayo.
Ono naye mulabayo. N'ono
oli genda bayo gwe batwalayo.
Ate ani oyo yeebase?
Anti kati beebo abantu baabwe.
Nyabo?
Anaumwa sijui. Tuko mgonjwa.
Nyabo? Habari ya asubuhi. Tunataka kuongea nawe.
Habari ya asubuhi. Kuna mwanasa na wewe mgonjwa. Unapoamu kukao.
Kati mubuuze bano abaana abayita ati ye wanakolawo ngano.
Eno mtoto yako. Mutowe.
Aliwa.
Huyu ama wawili yote. Ibatobe.
Yakola mulimu ki?
Nti wewe unafanya kazi gani?
Anayava Tanzania.
Taina mulimo sawa zineranga bomanye nti batwala abana ku macheri ne babalekayo ne bada ne bawumula then obuzibu ne bagenda babavuga ne babaza.
Kati gwe mulimu gwe bakola?
Anti gwe mulimu gwe bakola gwe.
Olunaku bakola sente mmeka? Ezijjanja baba.
Nti pesa zenye zinatibu kusaidia watoto hiyo mnapatanga pesa ngapi kwa matibabu?
Pesa kidogo.
Kama ngapi? Mfano ngapi?
Mfano. Ile mwisho yani 50 tu umejitahidi. Basi.
Sasa mtu anaweza pata mtoro mama mtoro 2 siku.
Mpaka kwa siku sio kila siku.
Kutoka ni ya huyu. Anti amanyi nti muntu woyo.
Amanyi nti wono. Kati muno balimu abaana bameka? Muno mweno ndo.
Watoto mnalanga ulatunga wapi hapa ndani?
Ni watatu tu.
Ni watatu. Wagonjwa watatu. Alafu nyinyi wazima huko wangapi?
Sisi tuko watatu.
Abalwadde basatu n'abalamu basatu.
Nono mulenzi naye asula wano.
Anti kati ndozo olinga bali muwala amusuze eno kati ye mulenzi asula eri wansi.
Kuba nange nali siriiwo waliwo nga nnyinza ku mirimu gyange safari naye nagenda okukomawo abasanga nga balese nga bapangisiza ennyumba eno naye okusinziira nga bwe bali balabika nga basaba buyambi okusinziira nga namwembeera gyalimu kuba soomesi babiri bonna embeera yemu gye batambuliramu kiraga nga embeera gye balimu oba gye baava nga tebali bulungi nga tebasobola kubeera n'abaana abo ne babayimirizaawo ne basobola okubalabirira kuba nabo bennyini tebalina mulimu kuba abo abaana bennyini batekokubakola ki kwe bafuna nabo kibakola ekibayamba era kwekuva rent w'ennyumba kuba nga basobola okusasula ennyumba
omwana oli omulala omulema oli eyeefunya golowooza bagamba yalwala bulwadde ki
sifunanga chance kwogera nabo okusinziira olulimi lwogera sibutegeera bulungi kati awo simanyi buzibu ki obwatuka ku mwana sina kyensobola kunyumira
nabali balala
abaliwa
bano abakongo balala nabano balala
bano Batanzania
bano Batanzania bano abakongo bo balala nabo balala
mama wano bamazeewo bbanga ki
kati waliwo abasooka okujja okupangisaawo abasooka okupangisaawo nebabeerawo kale nga ennyumba terimu bantu naye nga bajja nga bagikozesa kakati naye batandika okujja omu babiri nga bajja bakale bawera bangi
nga bonna balema
bano webakolerera abalio baba nebankyogera entya
be balabirira abalema
abalema nga banaabako eriyo bandooza mu kibuga nebateekaawo nabakomawo ku ssaawa zagize naddayo n'amukima
naye nga baba balema ebyaddala
balema balimu bangi nabaloba basulayo wammaanyi naye nga buli omu alina gwakolako
ne babatwala
10 oba 11 oba 12 naye nga buli omu alina owuwe kati owooyo yono gwe mulaba atali mu mbeera mulimu n'ebyana ebitototo nga sayize eyo mulimu n'ekikulu
essaawa endala amuyambako okumwoza nga bwomanyi nti oli muwala kati oli alina okumuyamba ettala naye mukunaaba bamwoza wamu nebamwambaza pampa kitegeeza susu yonna mukola muti
embeera bagisanga batya
sasa hali mmepata namna gani kusaidia watu kwa yote, kula, nguo, kusafisha, fanya nini?
Hali mnakutanisha iko ngumu,
ni ngumu, kazi yenye ni ngumu, mnakutanisha ngumu, kusafisha, fanya nini? Era buzibu omuntu ali bwatyo era olabira nti buzibu nnyo okumulabirira, kumunaza, kumwambaza, biki byonna. Abalema bonna benda banga basindika
Batanzania. Mulimu n'abakongo? Temuli bakongo?
Batanzania. Wagonjwa kuna watatu wakongo kama yote Batanzania.
Kati embeera bwe ndaba mu abaana bano si mbeera nnungi kubanga oluusi nze sula wali wansi kati eno ekuwewo tera kuyitamu buli kaseera naye ndaba abaana bano batudde wano kati naye embeera si nnungi kati oluusi babeera tebayambadde kati abagalala babayambisa mapampa ndooza emibiri si mirungi erina obulema tebasobola kubeera nga tebayambadde mapampa kusinziira obulwadde bwe balina kati museera bwala abaana mu kkubo babatute ku kagaare bali kubatambuza kati engeri yenjogeddemu n'omukyalo n'omuwala ono ababeeza kati angambi bave Tanzania naye obulamu bubadde bukalubye eri Tanzania kati ne balowooza tuyambuke tulabe oba tusobola kufuna obuyambi e Uganda kati.
These and many other children around the country suffer all forms of violence physically, emotionally, mentally, and sexually. Violence against children carries long-lasting negative impacts on their physical and mental health, leading to increased risk of low educational attainment. Many of those on the streets left their homes because of domestic violence, neglect, poverty, brutality, and exploitation by adults. In an interview, Hassan Mulusi, the technical advisor at Raising Voices, a non-profit that prevents violence against children, challenged parents to create harmonious living in homes, prevent children from getting hurt.
In the streets is just a continuation of what drove them from the homes. Therefore, it's very important that we prevent violence against children by developing helpful relationships. We need to have good relationships between adults and the learners and the children for that matter, whether they are in school or out of school. Adults are an important factor in the children's lives, and therefore if you do not protect them, if you don't provide safeguards, that's what will make the children leave their homes to the streets. They think that the homes are not safe, and therefore they try the streets, they find the streets not even safer at all.
According to the latest police figures, Ugandans aged 13 to 17, 25% of girls and 11% of boys reported sexual violence in the past year. Meanwhile, 44% of girls and 59% of boys experienced physical violence according to a national survey conducted by UNICEF in 2018. Kampala Capital State Authority often conducts operations to rid the streets of neglected children. Nonetheless, they keep coming back. Simon Kasiate, the agency spokesperson, attributes the problem of street children to neglect by parents and other bearers.
It's deplorable the situation we find on our streets, where we have street children coming in from different places with the different push factors that drive them to the streets. In the recent past, you must have witnessed KCCA going out of their way, to rescue these children from the streets. And we deliberately use the word rescue because we are convinced that these children are not on the streets because of factors of their making and of their will. We've had a new phenomenon as well. This phenomenon of crippled children suspected to be from a neighboring country, speaking a foreign language, Swahili, which is spoken here, but it indicates that they are not Ugandan. And our investigations so far indicate that they are also part of a systematic ring of highly sophisticated traffickers who bring these crippled children far from their motherland and are dumped on Kampala streets to use them as begging machines. Why? Because crippled children naturally will evoke the mercy of any passers-by. And so, as our investigations continue, with the aim of establishing who these children are, who the kingpins that traffic them are, where they come from, with the end game of returning them to their cradle, we appeal to the public to provide us as much information as you can about these children.
Children living on the streets of Kampala and throughout Uganda's urban centers face violence and discrimination by police, local government officials, their peers, as well as from communities where they work and live. Critics have pointed at the weak laws and policies as favoring the continued stay of children on the city street, a claim dismissed by Chate Kamondo, the Commissioner Children's Affairs in the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development.
It belongs to the village, that it takes a village to bring up a child. So the people violating the children are within those communities. So we need to create a lot of awareness to our people. We need them to understand the cost of violence against children, the cost of teenage pregnancy, the cost of child marriage. They are so high. The cost of teenage pregnancy and child marriage alone, the cost is 700 billion annually. in terms of losing a human resource, in terms of these children when they get pregnant, how they struggle with the pregnancy, how many of them died during pregnancy, and a lot of other attendant things that we have to address. The cost of domestic violence alone in this country is 77 billion. Again, so a lot of money. But violence remains in our communities. So our strategy is to make everybody a player, right from the journalists to the parents themselves. To learn that once you have a child, your duty as a parent is to love unconditionally, to protect unconditionally, to train unconditionally. And if we do that, then we shall have a more sane community in Uganda.
Mondo also notes that a big number of street children are trafficked by well-organized crime syndicates, a problem the government aims to tackle.
People behind bringing children on the streets. And I've told you that we want, like never before, to charge them under the law which prohibits child trafficking in persons. The country, which is being said it is Tanzania, we are going to do everything possible to work with the Tanzanian embassy here in Kampala and be able to find a solution to this problem. Let's get the entire details of what it is, then we should be able to go to the bottom of the problem. It can be handled. What I want to tell you is that these children are being used as a bait. People are eating blood money. If you mention the child is already crippled and whatever, and you are wheeling around the child for purposes of getting the money, that's blood money. And we have known this. And I want to warn that the long arm of the law will catch up with them.
Naguja Serena, Big Television.